I mean, no one had even dared think about a Flintstone show. By that I mean a primetime animated show. Who could do that? I mean, how could you turn that out? A half hour a week? Are you kidding? But Mitchell kept bugging us. He said, well, think about it, think about it. He was really our agent. He was our salesperson. He's the guy that set up the meetings, and I would go and present the material. So we did think about it, and as you know, we tried a hillbilly. See, when you're doing a situation comedy and animation, the way it works on TV, it all seems to come off of something else. At the time, I believe right then or together, you had the Honeymooners. So many people say, didn't you copy the Honeymooners? I said, well, if you compare Flintstones to Honeymooners, that's the biggest compliment you can give me. Because the Honeymooners is genius, one of my favorite. I know every step of those. I said, but the Honeymooner doesn't have a Stoneway piano. They don't have a Polar Rock camera. They don't have all these gags that we had in there, which were the window dressing. But so they compare you to it. I mean, so the thing is that we went ahead and we arrived. First, we had a hillbilly family we tried, a Roman family, a Pilgrim family, Indian family. We finally got down to Cave. When we got to Cave, it was those things, like I said, Stoneway piano that got your mind going. And also, you were able to take anything that was current and convert it to Stone Age. Like clothespins were birds with beaks that would open up and they would hold the laundry. A vacuum cleaner was a small mastodon. We would put wheels under him, and his snout would pick up. That was our vacuum cleaner. And we never addressed any attention to it. We just threw those things in, and the kids loved it. So it became that kind of a thing. But before the kids got a chance to love it, we had to sell it. And if you read the book, that's the whole first chapter. I mean, here we are with a brand new thing that had never been done before, an animated primetime show. So we developed 2 storyboards with Dan Gordon, whose picture I showed you over there. We developed 2 storyboards with him. One was they had a helicopter of some kind, and they were going to the opera or whatever. Another one was sharing a swimming pool between the 2 families, which was war. Bonnie and Fred were trying to share a swimming pool. They ended up building a fence across the middle of it, and fighting each other. So now I go back to New York with this portfolio with 2 half-hour boards stacked in there and some other artwork. And we go along, and no one would even believe that you dared to suggest a thing like that. They looked at you as you were crazy. But slowly the word got out, because I used to do the presentation. But nobody bought it. You can go along and do this, which I did for 8 straight weeks. Pitch, 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 sometimes 5 a day. So finally, on the very last day, Leonard Goldenson, head of ABC, Danny Melnick, who was still around, and I think it was Tom Moore or Ollie Trays, showed up at the, I think it was my hotel, and bought the show in 15 minutes. Thank goodness, because if it wasn't for them, this was the last day, and I was slated to get on the plane at noon. And if they hadn't bought it, I'd have taken everything back, put it in storage, and you never come back the next year with it. You never try to repeat a show and try to sell it again, because it doesn't work. They say, we saw that. But sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat thinking, if it wasn't for that last meeting at 9 o'clock in the morning. So the thing went into production. Everyone's saying it's impossible to do, impossible to produce, and you're just sweating away and working away and worrying to death. And now we finished the show, and we opened at 8 o'clock on a Friday night. Good time, right? Next day, Variety comes out. Pen and ink disaster. That's what they call the Flintstones. 6 years later, the disaster was still going,